So most bales I've ever gotten out of that field, but this is the first year it's been a field that I can fertilise, as opposed to just what some people refer to as map grass that just sits there and bees grass, and the only thing you can do to it is cut it. This field was one of the starting fields which technically ready for planting arable crops in, because I knew from the get-go I was going to have sheep on this farm. I turned this field into grass as well, just so that I'd have, more sources of hay to feed the sheep. And turns out I had more than enough grass everywhere. So first year we made a lot of silage bales, which I sold primarily for digestate for the end of the first year, fertilising for the second year's crop. And our farm's pretty much been running on digestate and the small amount of animal byproduct that gets made, but predominantly we make enough silage now to make more than 800,000 litres a year of digestate, and that tank's only big enough for 800,000 litres, and the only time we use it is over the coming couple of days before the end of fall. I might have a brief small amount of use in spring for the fields we're doing soy and corn on, because you can't plant them until late spring, early summer. But all of the other crops I try and get into the ground before winter. Oh, clip the edge. Not sure the windrow is going to make it that far out. So yeah, I'd love to. The problem I have is the wrapping speed. Always the wrapping speed. And I did a lot of tests with the Kuhn bale wrapper, and that is the slowest. The problem with it is the tractor will stop once a bale is made in order to transfer it to the wrapping mechanism on the back, or a helper will stop once the bale is made in order to transfer it to the wrapper at the back, and then once the bale is wrapped it stops again to unload. So you end up with one wrapped bale. It has to stop twice, and that is less than ideal, and creates, I think it's about 35 seconds from start to end. The wrapping mechanism is the slowest of all of them. The round wrapper was an improvement, but it's still about 5 seconds slower at wrapping than that square, or the square wrapper. The square wrapper can wrap round and square bales, so I don't have to run a square baler here. I could be running a round baler. Looks like we're going to miss a bale, and it's all going to get caught up. Well, it's not too bad, I guess. But we're not going to get past this turn here before that bale gets in the way. So yeah, square bale wrapper is the fastest, by 5 seconds over the round wrapper. One or two there, we have one, it's okay. After that, what else did I test? Obviously a round baler also has to stop to unload, but the round bale wrapper is still the slowest piece of equipment in the train. Making hay is much quicker. because I'll put a tedder on the back of this tractor. I'll move the rake onto the Massey Ferguson, put that in the middle of the train, and then you're baling at the end. You can run that at full speed. Silage baling is slow. I know there were some mods in Farm Sim 17 where folks created a super speed wrapper that wrapped in about 5 seconds. That would probably work, but they only made the round one because obviously the only square wrapper was the Kun DLC. So speed up a bit. That's turning. So it looks like over here we've missed 3 bales. Beep beep, and turn it hard enough. GPS disconnects. So there's a patch of grass here. It's probably not significant, but we'll grab that as we go by. Through this gap, and I will stop the train around here. Okay, so that's that one done. Where's my baler? Oh, he's still here. Let's turn that off, empty it. Turn off the follow me and move forward a little so we fall out. Good. Don't need follow me on, turn that off. Jump out. And follow me. Let's get these things wrapped. And let's get stuck on the baler, why not? Well, that's one done. That, yes. Okay, oh good grief. And that happens too. We end up unloading on top of a bale. That looks like a dog outside. Okay. That, and we'll run up to the top, see if there's, whoops, let's just crash into bales all over the place, tear the wrapping and all the good stuff. So there are some narrow strips of grass that we've missed on the cut, like here. Inclined to not worry about them too much. There's one over on the left. So hopefully, I want to see a 2-stage round baler. I mean, they've kind of got the mechanism with the John Deere cotton harvester, where it'll do, you've got the pre-chamber and the wrap chamber. Similar. So let's have a look at that bale. Come on. So yeah, see, that's only 3,995. Already went through one tick of rotting. This one 4,000 because it got wrapped immediately. So that's why I run the grass train, because otherwise you are losing grass is all free apart from the fertilizer I might put down, but I'm not seeing anything else we missed. Let's go over to that double set there, because that was 2 bales that were, one was done on time, one was late. 3,300. It looks like we got to them fairly quickly, but that's why I'm stopping every so often just to make sure I catch all the wrapped bales. We'll clear the bales off the field so it's easier to maneuver around. But if you don't take care of them immediately, they will be a lower volume. Okay, that's all set up, so we can just go collect. But yeah, I've seen the 2-stage round balers and they're quite impressive. But as I said, it's one of the reasons why I like Follow Me, because I can stick the round baler dude on Follow Me and not have to worry about unloading the round baler every 2 minutes or whatever, 30 seconds. That said, Mrs. Osa likes doing the baling. And there are some tasks she enjoys doing on Farm Sim. She doesn't like fertilising because she's worried she'll lose, she'll miss bits or use too much fertiliser up, which is a risk all of us take really when we're doing this, unless you're using GPS. She doesn't like seeding for exactly the same reason. It requires very precise manoeuvres. She likes cutting the grass, and she likes harvesting, and she likes ploughing, because those, it doesn't matter if you overlap, and it doesn't, you're not losing anything if you do. Kind of funny. But, she doesn't like raking because the rake's just a pain in the butt. She'd probably like the Krone Big M because that does cutting and raking all at the same time. So she could just go out with that and then a baler for, oops, those are too close together. Back up a little. Magic jump. Back around here for that one. So nothing up there. I think I'll do a U-turn and go back and get that one around the back of the train. Alright, now it's everything in rows. We'll To unload the balers. Right. There was a mod in 17 that you could turn the wrapper off, so you could then use the bale wrapper to make straw, hay, and grass and silage. I do have that loaded, although, as I said, I don't use that round bale wrapper anymore because it's just too slow when you're making silage out of it. And there is an auto unload for round bales as well, and I knew there was one for 19. Someone made the auto unloader. I didn't realise they'd done the on-off switch for the wrapper, and that's good to know. Although again, I'm more a fan of making round bales and then dropping them in the yard and wrapping with the Addison extractor. And it would be nice if that was auto load, or someone made an auto load version of that, because it can be a little bit finicky getting bales in the back of it to wrap. Okay. Looks like Mrs. Osa's up and about, so this stream will be coming to an end shortly. We'll collect the rest of the bales on this field. Hello. Okay. No, we now have to be getting ready for the realtor to come round. So we have to clean the entire house from top to bottom in the next 30 minutes. Actually, most of the cleaning's done. Wait for it to lift and fold. There we go. And right. Even for a small field, well, I guess this field isn't exactly small, but we do get a very good yield out of this, and we've still got more. Not much more. Got that little triangle over there, and then we're done. Is that 13, 14, 15, 16? So the bottom of this row we're done. Gotcha. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're not having our former foster kids come over for, I think, probably the next 2 weekends, because they do leave the place a mess. Okay, let that fold down. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we have about 12 more, and then come on, tractor. I think this is a interference between the real fuel usage mod and this piece of equipment. There is some 99% drain on tractor horsepower when it's lifting and lowering that platform, and I'm not sure that's in the base game. Pick it up, pick it up. Come on, there we go. Time is money. Or something. Oh. Go, go, go. That's done. I have not used any of the fuel mods in 19. I think the real fuel usage mod was effectively incorporated into 19. And what that gave us in 17 was the power band inside the speedometer. So you've got the speedometer that's showing how fast I'm going by the little green dots from 12 o'clock round to 3 o'clock. But then you've got that little band at the bottom from 6 o'clock upwards, which starts off as green, which is pretty much minimal power usage. Yellow is sort of a regular load, and red is okay, you're really putting the tractor under a lot of work. So like that, lots of acceleration. And your fuel consumption varies depending on how much draw you're putting on the engine. And all of the equipment, when you're running this mod, takes power. So this trailer doesn't take power as far as PTO action, except when you're raising and lowering the bed. But for example, the baler uses power to run, and so you need to make sure your tractor has enough power to run the baler and cope with the gradients. This trailer gets heavier the more you put on the back of it, which is why I'm running a 380 horsepower tractor on it, because when you look at the hill here, that can adversely affect my maximum speed. So that I liked that aspect of Farm Sim 17 and this mod, and so I went with, but with 19 they've kind of incorporated all of that mechanic into the main game. And I turned the hazards on. Now also with Farm Sim 19, you've got the mod for real weight, realistic weights of stuff. So your grain actually weighs something in the trailers, and that can add to the effect. Anyway, I have to go now. We've collected our 12 bales. Train's ready to continue. We will pick this up next week. But in the meantime, everybody have a good weekend. I have a busy weekend ahead, so have fun, and I'm out of here.